Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a full face of Fenty Beauty products. I'm going to be sharing with you every single one of my Fenty Beauty must-have, all of my Fenty favorites, and you can get every single product I'm about to share with you 30% off at fentybeauty.com with my code PATTY30. This is a limited time offer. This video has kindly been sponsored by Fenty Beauty, which feels incredibly surreal. So thank you so much, Fenty Beauty, for sponsoring today's video. Fenty Beauty's fam sale is here, and as I was saying, for the next 48 hours only, you can get 30% off anything you buy at fentybeauty.com with the code PATTY30. This is the biggest discount of the season, and it's only available to Fenty Fam members before the sale drops down to 25% for everyone else starting March 21st. Additionally, if you end up spending $125 or more, you're going to get a 4-piece gift with purchase, which makes this the perfect time to stock up on your Fenty Beauty favorites or try something new. Every single product I'm about to talk to you guys about is of course listed and linked down below in the description box of this video, so make sure you check out the description box and the links, and do it before the 30% off deal is gone. If you guys are excited about today's video, if you're excited about restocking on some of your Fenty faves, please let me know what your Fenty Beauty favorites are in the comment section below. Leave your recommendations down there, especially if it's something that I'm not mentioning in this video, because what I'm about to mention are my personal favorites. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and get started. Fenty Beauty started with makeup, and I feel like that's what they're most known for, but they also have skincare and hair care products. And the first product I'm going to use today is this right here, Fenty Skin Fat Water. And I love that name because it truly is exactly that. This is of course a serum product. It's going to help with brightening the skin, it's going to help hydrate the skin, and it's going to instantly refine the look of pores and fine lines. Next, I'm going to use the Fenty Skin Hydra Visor SPF 30 moisturizer. This is a mineral sunscreen moisturizer. Mine has a bit of a pink tint to it. As you can see, even though this is a mineral sunscreen, it doesn't have much of that white cast. I must say my favorite thing about this one is that even though it is a mineral sunscreen, it doesn't feel super heavy on the skin, because usually that's my main complaint with mineral sunscreens. Sometimes they can feel suffocating, but this one doesn't. Now that the skin prep has been done, the first thing I'm going to do as far as makeup is concerned is I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Brow MVP Eyebrow Pencil. This is in the shade Dark Brown. I have had this pencil in the past and fully used it, fully finished it. It is very thin, it's pigmented, and it creates really nice hair-like strokes all throughout the eyebrow area. So it fills in your eyebrow and it looks really natural all at the same time. So check it out, nice natural looking filled in brows. I'm going to talk about Complexion next, and when it comes to Complexion products, they have been killing it, especially throughout the past 2 years or so, because the latest products that they have released when it comes to foundation and complexion products are products that are compatible with very dry skins like mine, and so I have been loving them. Let me start by talking about this right here. This is the Fenty Beauty. Mine doesn't even have the letters on it anymore. Let me show you a new one. Here is the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Blur Plus Smooth Tint Stick. I have mine, both of them, in shade number 8, which is perfection for me. And I will also apply the Fenty Beauty foundation, which was amongst my most top-rated, most loved foundations that dropped last year. But I want to use this as well because I like to sometimes use it as a primer because it blurs out your pores so beautifully. And also just to show you it, in case you're not familiar with this product, this was also, when it came out, I believe this came out the year before, one of my most favorite products of that year, and I have kept on using it quite a lot. Now this one I use for 2 different things on different occasions. If I want to use it just as a pore filling primer, I just go in the center of the face just like I did right now and work it in with my finger. Let's do the nose as well, and it's going to help blur out my pores and cover majority of like my rosacea, like the redness from my rosacea, in a very natural way. So I love to use it as a primer for that reason. But also if I need to leave my house and I am in a hurry and I don't want to look crazy out and about and I want to cover my redness, because I must admit I'm pretty self-conscious about my redness and I feel like covering it up a bit helps tremendously. I use it again sparingly, which is why I still have any product left in there, because like I said, I use it quite a bit but I use very little of it. And I love that it covers my redness in the most natural way. Like you can't really tell that I'm wearing anything, but you're definitely seeing a lot less of my rosacea than you were a minute ago. Okay, so this product is fantastic. It works if you have super dry skin like mine, but it also works pretty much for all skin types, which is incredible. Again, a product that I reach for a lot if I am in a pinch and in a hurry, just to leave my house looking a little bit better, or I love also to use it as a primer, which is the way I'm using it today. This is a must-have product from the Fenty Beauty line for me, and I highly recommend it. Next, let's talk about this beautiful foundation right here. This is the Soft Lit Foundation from Fenty. I am shade 185 in case we are shade twins. And as I was saying earlier, this was one of my most loved products that launched in 2024. I'm going to apply it with a sponge today, but truly, you can apply it with a sponge or a brush or even your fingers, and this foundation is going to look beautiful regardless. It is a glowy foundation with a medium buildable to full coverage that looks extremely natural on the face. This gives you that second skin feel and look. If you want to see this foundation being worn for a very long period of time, I did a video when it first came out reviewing it with a very long wear test, and this foundation looks beautiful on the skin no matter how long you've been wearing it. It's one of those products that just works. Check it out, I did half my face so you can kind of see the difference. Half versus the half that only has that tinted primer. I love it. It looks smooth and hydrated and plump and flawless. This is currently one of the top foundations in my makeup collection. Another must-have from the Fenty Beauty line that I also highly recommend. Check it out, as I've been saying, extremely natural and flawless looking. Another complexion product I've loved for a very long time from Fenty is this right here, and this is not talked about enough. This is the Bright Fix Eye Brightener, and I have mine in shade 6 Melon, and I use this as a color corrector. This is actually my second one of these. When these first came out, I tried them, I fell in love, and I fully finished a full squeezy tube of these already. The color Melon has a beautiful peachy shade to it, and I love to color correct my under eyes, and that is exactly what I use it for. So I'm just going to tap to apply, and then I'm just going to blend it in with my sponge. And you can see that this is one of those color correctors that is not going to make your under eyes look orange or anything like that. It's simply going to color correct and brighten the under eyes beautifully. So it's a product that you can very easily use on its own. You don't necessarily have to put a concealer over top of it, because it does a really fantastic job at color correcting and brightening at the same time. Check it out. I could pass for someone who didn't wake up 15 times last night with my daughter crying. Now, if you've been watching my channel long enough, you know that I love to color correct and then conceal. So this is the We're Even concealer from Fenty Beauty, which is a hydrating concealer. This one has a beautiful thin formula and a lot of coverage. I'm just going to add some in the center of the face in addition to my under eye area. And one amazing thing about Fenty Beauty is that if you know your shade of foundation, which mine for example is 185, you can go with the same shade of concealer and you can count on it to brighten you a bit. Sometimes you have to break your head having to figure out which concealer to grab in order to grab the concealer that is going to make your under eyes a bit brighter than the foundation, but they know that's what we want, and so they made it so the 185 concealer is going to brighten the 185 foundation a bit. With whatever is left on my sponge, I am concealing my eyelids. Fenty Beauty has a really good eyeshadow primer, by the way, but I don't think I own that one. I've had it in the past, and when I used to do makeup on people, I would use it a lot. It's beautiful. So also another recommendation. Let's go ahead and cream contour next. This is the Fenty Beauty Match Stick in shade number 8, Soft Amber. In recent years, cream contouring and blushes that are cream have become extremely popular, but this was one of the first products that Fenty launched. Now, I just realized I should have gone for a darker color. I have not had this product in a long time, and when I ordered it to make this video, I thought this was the shade I had in the past, but it probably wasn't. I must have had something darker because it is doing a little bit of contouring, but it is looking extremely natural, and you guys know I love to bronze and contour. So I would like a darker shade, which not to worry because I have other products to bronze. I wasn't just going to contour. But I'm saying all of that to say, make sure you order the right one for yourself because I did not. So if we are shade twins, shade 8, Soft Amber is a bit too light for us. So go for one shade or two deeper. For bronzer, I'm going to go with the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer, and I have two shades that I can use. They both work for me. It truly just depends on my mood for the day. These again are the cream formula. This is the shade I've had the longest, which is Butter Biscuit. I've used this one a whole lot. I absolutely love it, and it looks very natural on my face while not being too warm. And then I also have the shade Macchiato 03 right here, which as you can see is a bit darker, a bit more of a latte color, and it is a bit warmer as well, but not too warm. This is just for the days where I want to look a little bit bronzier, which happens to be today. So I think I'm going to use shade Macchiato today. With spring here and summer around the corner, I want to get winter out of my mind, and so I'm going to go for a little bit more color, for something a little bit warmer. See, this still looks really natural, still looks really beautiful and not too warm, but it's going to just give you a bit more color. And I'm blending this with a Fenty Beauty foundation brush, by the way. Fenty also has really good tools on their website. I'm going right on the cheekbone with it and diffusing the top edge nicely. Sides of the nose so that the nose doesn't look pale in comparison. And of course the jawline. Fun fact, did you guys know I met Priscilla Ono once? She is Rihanna's makeup artist and she's been involved with the Fenty Beauty line from its creation. I went to a Fenty Beauty masterclass of sorts. And she was, of course, the speaker. I'm done with all of the cream complexion products, and this is what we're looking like. I love the natural bronziness of the shade Macchiato, but again, if you don't want to be this bronzy and you want one shade down that is going to look even more natural and a little bit more cool tone, the shade Butter Biscuit also works. Time for powder, and I am of course going to use the Pro Filter powder in shade 02 Butter. I'm going to grab a puff and work it into the puff. With any powder, I always like to dust off any excess, work it into the puff really nicely, and then go to town. I like to powder under my eyes, tip of the nose. This powder is silky smooth, and you can totally see basically erasing my pores as it goes. See the difference? Powder in the center of the forehead. Basically the whole center of the face is what I like to powder. Under the eyes. I do the eyelids if I concealed the eyelids, and the chin. Getting rid of the concealer lips. Now I personally love loose powders, and because I have dry skin, once I powder at home, I really don't need anything to have with me on the go because I am not going to get oily throughout the day because I have no oils on my face. It's not going to happen. However, Fenty Beauty does have a beautiful blurring powder that you can have and take with you on the go, and it is magic for those of you who have combination or oily skin, and that is their Invisimatte powder, which comes in this compact with this blotting puff right here, and it is an extremely finely milled powder. I can use it if I want to because it's not going to necessarily like dry me out or anything, but it is perfection for blotting on the go. So if you have combination or oily skin, this is highly recommended for me from the Fenty Beauty line. And so is the cream bronzer, by the way. This is also highly recommended. I've been trying to make sure to tell you which ones are my like top favorite from Fenty Beauty. Next, let's talk about another Fenty Beauty product I have fallen deeply in love ever since it came out towards the end of last year, and that is their new Fenty Cheeks Suede Powder Blushes. In particular, I do have a very special shade that I cherish above all others, and that is the shade Baking Cakes 01, because this is the blush for the people who don't love blush. I know you're out there, because I was one of you. I gotta say, in recent years, I love blush and I experiment with blush a lot more than I used to in previous years. However, this right here is a comforting color blush for me because it's just going to give you a bit of color, but it's never going to be too much. It's never going to be a blush color that stands out, and that sometimes is exactly what we need. So I highly recommend that you get your hands on this one. Let me show you how beautiful this looks on the face, in case you have not seen me wear this blush. But I doubt it, because for a while there I was talking about it quite a bit. See how it doesn't look like blush? Like, it's not pink, it's not peachy, it just is this very natural bronzy looking color that looks extremely natural, like it's just meant to be on your cheek. As I was saying, I love that about it, and sometimes that is exactly what I want. Also, if you're ever like, oh, I don't know what blush is going to match this eyeshadow look, this one will match anything. So again, highly recommend this one. I'm even going to put some on my nose, because why not? Perfection, okay? I absolutely love this. Next, let's go ahead and create a quick natural eyeshadow look with this 6-pan palette. This palette is called Two Neutrals. And I think I want to start by combining both of these shades and using that combination all throughout the crease of my eye as a transition color. Just back and forth, do some windshield wiper motions. See how that gives that eye that like contoured look. We're doing the same thing over here, of course. And then with a smaller brush, I'm going to grab the dark matte color and just deepen up the outer third of the eyelid with it a bit. Also going to smudge that color right under my lower lashes. Same thing over here, of course, dabbing it on the eyelid, blending it onto the crease, and smoking my lower lash line. With a flat brush, I'm grabbing this champagne color here, and I'm going to add that one right in the center of the eyelid. And this lighter pinkier shade is going to be the inner corner color here. I'm going to work it in a little bit. And so here we have our very natural looking eyeshadow look. I picked this palette in particular to show you from Fenty Beauty because I just love how natural this is, and it is a fantastic palette to have if you are looking for something to use on a daily basis, like if you need it for work and whatnot. It doesn't get much more natural than this one. For mascara, I am of course going to use the Hella Thick mascara from Fenty Beauty. This is a fantastic volumizing mascara, and it's one of those mascaras that get better as time goes by. When it gets a little bit drier, it's even easier to build it and layer it, which I absolutely love. Check out the before and after with the Hella Thick mascara. I feel like this formula might have just earned that name. Here it is, fully applied. Obviously, the Fenty Beauty Hella Thick mascara is another must-have product from the line. For lip liner, I'm going to use my traced out pencil lip liner in the shade Peanut Butter. These lip liners have a super soft, buttery formula, and they are very pigmented. Filling it in a bit. And another product that released last year and completely stole my heart. Highly recommend that you try this if you haven't yet. I'm obsessed with this lip formula. These are the Fenty Beauty High Shine Gloss Sticks, and this one in particular is in the shade Blazing Donut. I also have, which I've shown you a ton in the past, Is It Fuzzy, which I love. But today I'm going for a lighter shade, mixing it with the lip liner even more. I love these because they have a little bit of color and a lot of shine. And if you're a fan of the Fenty Beauty glosses, they also have the same smell. I love them. These lipsticks have the exact formula that I am into at the moment, which is a little bit of creamy color, lots of shine. And very importantly, not sticky. They feel like a bomb once you put them on. To finish up my makeup today, a product that I am super excited to talk to you guys about, and that is this setting spray right here. It is called You Mist, And I am very excited about this one because I was reading the ingredients, and guess what ingredients I do not see in here? Alcohol. This, I think, don't fully quote me on it, but I mean, from the ingredients I read, which by the way are a handful, I think it has like 5 ingredients only, and none of them say alcohol. So if you have dry skin like me and you struggle with setting sprays, because a lot of setting sprays have a ton of alcohol in their formula and they dry you out, definitely check this one out. The mister is also perfection, super even application. And so check it out. This right here is my finished full face of Fenty beauty products. I am loving everything that is happening on my face right now. I look natural and I look glamorous, and I love how all of these products work together. Lastly, I've been trying a few products here and there from Fenty Hair, their hair care line, and there are 2 products that I like, one in particular. This right here is the Water BOI Reparative Leave-In Conditioning Spray. This is going to be wonderful as like a leave-in conditioner slash detangler type product. Now I have straight hair, so while I can tell you I love this a lot, I don't feel like I'm reaping the full benefits of it because my hair doesn't really get tangled, but I've been using it as a leave-in conditioner and loving it. This next one though, I've been loving even more because I can get the full effects of it, and that is this right here, the Protective Type 5-in-1 Heat Protectant Styler. It is like a cream product. You apply it on your damp hair before you blow dry, and I feel like it's not only protecting my hair, but also I feel like my hair is getting dry faster and the style lasts longer. Let me show you what it looks like, because I did use it before I filmed today when I was blow drying my hair earlier, and I absolutely love the way my hair came out and the shape. Again, whenever I use this 5-in-1 heat protecting product, I feel like the shape lasts much better than when I don't. And so that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I truly hope that it was helpful and that you now have a better idea of what products are worth it from Fenty Beauty. Remember, for 48 hours only, you can save 30% off with my code PATTY30 from her website. Check the links down below in the description box. And once again, thank you so much Fenty Beauty for sponsoring today's video. I love you all so much. Don't forget to please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye.